Reggie, it's great to have you with us. And first of all, can you believe it's been 10 years since that 2015 season?
Man, I was just talking to my parents the other day, like time has flown by because it seemed like I just graduated high school and then got to Bama and struggled my first couple of years of trying to get on the field and just relearning football again, man. But if you don't enjoy the moments, man, I understand when I was younger now, when the older people be like, man, enjoy the moments that you have because time will fly right by. And I understand what they mean now by that. So, man, I'm just thankful and I'm blessed for the opportunity to play football, man, at that time.
Yeah, you really were. And you mentioned growing up here in the state of Alabama, originally from Huntsville, went to Bob Jones High School. Were you an Alabama guy growing up?
To be honest, no, I wasn't. As a kid, I had, y'all might not like this, but my parents had bought me the orangest Tennessee jumpsuit as a kid. I used to wear that all the time because at the time, Tennessee was it in the late '90s. You know what I'm saying? Just watching football and but I'm glad I started to come out down to Alabama in my ninth grade year and really just really learn about Alabama once I got there and once I fell in love with Alabama. I was there almost every week, and it was just destined for me to come to Alabama once I committed on Christmas Day of my junior year. So I knew I had to go.
Yeah, it was all roll tide after that. And you mentioned it was hard to get on the field. I mean, those defenses were so good late in your time in high school. And then when you first got to Alabama, how'd you start to work your way onto the field and knowing you're going battling up against NFL type talent, trying to get on the field, trying to move up the depth chart?
Man, at first, I would say I had to relearn football again because like I struggled just like trying to understand schemes and formations and what Coach Saban truly wanted. And sometimes it's a process, man. You gotta work your tail off and just keep working just to get where you want to go. And I said, going to my junior year, if this ain't work out for me, I had to go somewhere else and get the opportunity. But I kept working, and thankfully, I had guys like C.J. Mosley, Nico Johnson, to really like push me and put me in position. Reuben Foster, Sean Evans, those type of guys. And but let me say this. But first and foremost, I was gonna push, and because like I wanted to play, I wanted to see my name on the jumbotron in the starting lineup. Like I wasn't just gonna give up. It was different back then. Uh, the coach had to let you go where you wanted to go back then if you wanted to transfer. And I was like, man, I'm gonna get this done here. So it was tough. It was difficult, man, but I stuck it out, and I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I didn't give up. Because I don't know if we had NIL back then, they would. I think it'd be definitely different, But man, I'm glad I stuck it out and worked my tail off, and just listening to Coach Saban and Coach Steele, who became my position coach my junior year. Like that's when really everything changed when he became my linebacker coach. He really installed confidence in me to go be a good player and stop overthinking so much because I'll be honest, I overthink a lot when I was playing and people didn't realize that. And like he was just like, man, just calm the hell down and just go play. And once I started to do that and trust myself, everything started to change for me on that football field.
And for you, your last season, the season we're going to talk about most, 2015, Alabama had some early adversity with that loss to Ole Miss. How'd you guys kind of stay together as a team and get better from that point on, eventually winning the national championship?
Man, when guys want to be great and want to cement their names and legacy forever, you're going to do what you have to do to be successful. And the guys I played with, that's all we wanted to be was successful because we didn't have much. We were young, and we all stuck together. When you got guys like I'm gonna just go with the D line, I had Jan Reed, Ashawn Robinson, Jonathan Allen, Dalvin Thomason, DJ Petway. A lot of people probably forget about. And then you got had a young Deron Payne. Like when you had guys like that are true alpha males, and they bring the best at you. And if you don't want the best to come at you, we'll go find somebody else. And with me having Sean Deion Hamilton, who's now the linebacker coach for the Detroit Lions, Reuben Foster, Rashawn Evans, Ryan Anderson, Tim Williams, and even on the back end, like I got to give everybody their flowers because they don't like to give flowers until you're dead and gone. Geno Smith, Cyrus Jones, Marlon Humphrey, Minka Fitzpatrick. Like we had, and I even named the offensive side. And when you got guys like that, man, that just truly want to be great at a young age, and the type of focus that we had, man, it was unbelievable. And once we locked in, had that team meeting after losing to Ole Miss on a fluke game, um, man, it was beautiful, man. It was like good music being played the rest of that year. Everybody was in position. Everybody was vocal. Everybody was talking to one another, helping everybody to make their jobs easier. If that makes sense. So, man, I played with some wonderful dudes, man, and some great men. Like, yeah, we were good at football, but me personally, they were even better men. And at a young age, we were young, man, 19, 20, 21 years old. And man, and the type of focus we had, the whole world is crazy to have that type of focus when you got millions of people wanting you not to succeed at a young age. And everybody couldn't stand Coach Saban. Maybe a few of us could stand Coach Saban at that time too, but we were young, man. And man, I'm thankful for those guys, man, and the adversity we faced because it shaped us into who we are today.
You mentioned the offensive side of the ball, and you had a Heisman Trophy winner at running back in Derrick Henry, one of your fellow co-captains for this team. Is he the most physical running back you ever went against, even college, pro? And I imagine you were able to get some of your hits on him, I hope, at some point during your practice days at Alabama, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Derek couldn't stand us at times because like everybody would come in and like the type of guys we had on the defensive side, they didn't give a damn who Derek was. Like we care about the person, don't get me wrong, but we didn't give a damn about him being the Heisman winner or running like that. Now, we happy he won it, but I think the practices and the battles we had, because like when I tell you them D linemen, they really didn't give a damn. Like how we practice, some days he might tackle and just throw him. He might get mad, but I think that helped him during the games too to run through tackles, run through big dudes like guys we had on because once the game came, everything was so easy for us. So man, but growing up as a kid, you always wanted to win the high, but man, just to play with somebody is just even better. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to see everybody on your team have success, and I'm glad he had the success that he had even leaving Bama. And me personally, man, he's the first ballot Hall of Famer now. So man, I'm so excited for him and Ryan Kelly and those guys, man. And Jake Coker, which I seen a few weeks ago, man. It was so good to see him. It warmed my heart. So man, I'm excited, for all these guys. And hopefully a lot of them come back for the reunion, man. And hopefully I still get the chance because the game time just came out. And I think we got a game around the same time at West Alabama. So I'm gonna see how that go. But hopefully I can make it back and see all those guys, man. I ain't gonna like I miss those guys. So they was a part of the best time of my life, period. 4 years at Bama. So hopefully I get a chance to go back and see them.
Yeah, we certainly look forward to that. And you mentioned Alabama, again, a great place, so many good players around you. How did it get you ready for your NFL career?
Man, preparation. Because if you didn't come to practice ready with the right mindset, man, you're gonna get hit in the face, and you're gonna look bad. So you have to be consistent every day dealing with those guys on that offensive side of the ball or the defensive side. And if you're not on your P's and Q's, you're gonna get called out for it. And at a younger age, I seen that my first couple years at Bama, man, I got called out a lot for not being in the right position, being a signal caller at that time, and so I had to relearn how to be a good football player, how to be a good leader, just observing and watching guys, because there's different styles to being a leader. And I probably say my favorite was just watching CJ. Like you ain't got to be real vocal. Every now and then you might voice your opinion, and when you speak, guys listen. So, but like I always try to treat them guys with the most respect, man. And if it weren't for them, I probably wouldn't have the success that I had, because when you got guys that's keeping you clean, to able to make the tackle and showcase your skills and talent, like it's hard to do when everybody's not doing their job. But which I was fortunate, everybody did their job, and man, and we had a lot of success.
You really did. And you mentioned now West Alabama. You're on staff as the director of player personnel for Coach Scott Cochran as he takes over as the head coach of the UWA program. Just how meaningful is it to be reunited with him, knowing what he's gone through the last few years, and really building a very Alabama like staff there in Livingston?
Man, it's a blessing. I know you mentioned us having Alabama lifestyle, but Coach Sisu is the defensive coordinator, and Coach Carmen Felix has done a great job of just because they have almost over 100 years of experience of coaching, and just to listen from them guys and understand football, especially Coach Cecil, me being on the defensive side. He's a very smart, intelligent, very detailed oriented guy, man. And he really knows his stuff. But to have some legends like Bo Scarborough, OJ Howard, Ronnie Clark, Blake Sims, Thomas Fletcher, and those guys, I play with everybody but Thomas. But it was good to be around my brothers, man. Just to see them, um, who they are as men more now. Because the last few years, I haven't really had the chance to be around them because playing ball, everybody's doing something different. But man, but it's a blessing. We trying to create a culture, trying to create an identity, and man, but the kids, I ain't gonna say kids, I'm gonna say the young men that we coach, man, are unbelievable people, and they like sponges. I see when coaches, when I was playing, like, oh man, this kid is like a sponge. He's trying to soak it in, and so I see what coaches were saying back then about like that now. So, but man, it's just a blessing get to know them and see the journey that they're having. Some of them are unsure about themselves, but I think a lot of them are starting to understand that you got to have a plan about your business. So you step on the football field, so you step off the field, you got to have a plan about what you want to do. And man, but just to see the success that we're having, we're undefeated right now, 5-0, we're top 10 in the country. Um, but I want them to know when you work hard and you study and you be consistent, you're supposed to be rewarded. And those guys are doing that. They come in day after day. Um, Practice might be tough, but they still persevering through it. I some days like see it on the kid's face, he don't want to be there. I'm like, man, just push through. This the day you got to find a reason to push yourself through. Like I understand, I've been there. I think of my mom and my parents just to give me that extra energy. I know some of them might have kids at that level too. So think about your child or what you've been through just to keep persevering through. So, man, but it's a blessing just to be down there at that level with those guys.
Yeah, we're certainly rooting for you, and please keep Damian Square in line. He was our teammate on the Crimson Tide Sports
And
Network as our sideline guy. We know how tough that can be.
man, look here. Damien is Damien. If you know, you know. So
He's
you
one
know,
of the best. Well,
man,
Reggie Ragland, thank you for the time you've given us here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Hopefully, we're able to see you coming up on Saturday. But again, 10 years since that national championship. Just thank you for everything you've meant to Alabama football. We appreciate your time. Roll Tide.
thank you for having me.